Little Sisters family, welcome to another episode of Behind the Bay, where we get to have exciting conversations, heartwarming conversations, maybe even some crazy conversations with all the different people and faces and stories and lives that have made Little Sisters what it is. For over 30 years, Little Sisters has made an impact on so many different people's lives, and people like who we're going to speak with today have made Little Sisters what it is. So on this episode of Behind the Bay, we get to sit down with Mr. Todd Kearns, our manager here at the Fontana location, formerly the manager of Colton. There used to be a Little Sisters in Colton. If you didn't know that, you'll hear about that in today's episode. So stick around and hear with us the story of Todd Kearns, our manager at the Fontana Little Sisters. Welcome again to another episode of Behind the Bay. How has the fast wash been going for you?
It's just remaining pretty much steady. It's not really picking up, but it's still trying to keep asking everybody to get in there with it.
Yeah. It's a new thing. I know that there's more of these automatics popping up in different parts of the country, but I think drivers are still getting used to the idea of a machine being there. And what I keep trying to tell everyone, whether it's our team or even when speaking to drivers, is it's not meant to replace our hand wash. That's not the point behind it. It's really meant to be an additional type of service for the trucker or the trucking company or the fleet that wants that solution, that wants something less in terms of time and cost, and they're not looking for the most detailed clean. As of now, there's no machine that can replace good old. That's what we keep trying to explain to people, but I think we got to let them know that it's out there. Did you see on the big LED sign? Yeah, so we're gonna have that out there. Hopefully that'll bring some attention. Todd, I never got the story of your beginning at Little Sisters, and I feel embarrassed to say that I don't know that story, but I never got to hear it. So how did this wonderful arrangement begin? Take me back.
It's kind of a story, actually. I was working for another company, and it didn't work out over there. They actually let me go, and then when I was looking for work, I didn't have any idea where to start looking. So I just went to a couple of my friends that had worked that I'd worked with in the other job, and I told them I was looking for something. I wasn't really picky about what it was. I needed a job. I had a family to take care of, and so I talked to this one guy. He says, "Hey, you know what? I don't know of anything, but if I find something, I'll let you know."
Yeah.
And it was a few hours later. He went to a buddy of his that he worked with as a stockbroker. He went to the stockbroker, and they were talking about stuff, and the stockbroker goes, "Hey, you know what?" He asked the guy, "Are you looking for anybody? You know anybody looking for work?" He goes, "You know what? This friend of mine came in, and he was just asking. He said he has a truck wash in Fontana, or in Colton, and he's looking for somebody to work." And he said, I would introduce. I told him that we would give him your information. I said, "That's kind of weird." So I talked to my friend, Ren had talked to his friend, and then they got together, and then hooked up, and I called Ren, and he said, "Oh, let's meet down in Colton," and we met over there, and he took me around, showed me what they would do in Hesperia, and he said, "Would you be interested in doing this?" And I said, "Yeah, I think I'd like to do this."
Nice. What type of work were you doing before then, in the old job though?
Well, I was working at Sam's Club prior to here, but the main company I worked before that was with U-Haul. I was the area field manager.
Oh, nice.
With
By the way, we just got U-Haul in Hesperia too now.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so we have U-Haul in Thousand Palms and in Hesperia.
I believe it's a very positive thing I mean, it can really generate some extra income and some traffic.
But Sam's Club, they're the ones that let you go?
Yeah.
Okay, no more Sam's Club. Nobody shop at Sam's Club. Go to Costco. That's not cool. We got to get them back for that. That's amazing. So for context, that was at the Colton Little Sisters,
right,
which doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately. But there used to be a Little Sisters location in Colton, and that was before Fontana was built, right? What was that like? Was that only 2 bays?
It was 2 bays,
yeah,
and it was mostly just a few companies that came in there all the time.
Yeah,
it was pretty regular drivers that was in there all the time. It wasn't like a lot of new people coming in to do that. Ren did know at the time that the Fontana was going to be built.
Okay.
So he he told me that we would be training over there, and hopefully I would be a comfortable move over to here to do that.
It was in the pipeline, but needed some time. So Colton, I mean, that must have been a lot more chill, right? And just compared to moving to Fontana, right?
Well, yeah, it was a lot less work, a lot less customers, but there was times when I only have 4 people working there, and there was 3 bays actually, but only 2 that we kept open because the 3rd bay was there wasn't enough business to do that, and there would be times that guys didn't even show up for work. I would be there by myself. The other manager, John, was there at the time, so I would be doing
John.
else.
I remember John. Yeah. Very nice guy. That's amazing. And so then how long in Colton before you then transitioned to Fontana?
Within the year. It was within the year. So I'm not exactly sure when I came to Fontana, but I know that was before I was a year with the company.
Nice. Did you ever, because I've heard this from even some people within the Little Sisters family, and then also when I talk to other friends, when you first heard about truck wash, like, is that something you had known about before, or was it a completely new concept? Because sometimes I talk to people like, oh yeah, trucks got to get washed too.
I guess I never thought about a truck wash, really. Too much. I never paid attention to where they wash their trucks or anything. I didn't have any idea.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, we see trucks on the road every single day, but there's so many people that just, I never thought about that. I wonder if that's like kind of it's the whole industry overall, like a super impactful industry that a lot of people just don't think about, and I wonder why that is. Like, I kind of feel bad. Like, there's a lot of really important people that keep everything going for us, and we don't think about them. That's crazy, isn't it?
It's true.
If I'm not mistaken, you grew up in Michigan.
I did.
What was that like?
It was wonderful. I grew up on a small farm. It wasn't much of a farm really. It was just our own family.
Yeah.
But I had 2 sisters and 4 brothers, so we all grew up there. And
nice.
My dad had grown up in that same house when he was younger. And then he had moved out and moved back when we were growing as a family. We needed more room in the house, and we had a barn. We had some animals. We had some horses, some cows,
nice,
some chickens, just all kinds of random stuff. We had a small pond on the property. We did everything. We had everything. We rode mini bikes, go-karts, motorcycles, everything all over the property all the time. It was a lot of blast as a kid.
Yeah.
Growing
that
up.
Sounds very wholesome too, being around animals, being, on a little mini farm, a little ranch. It's a lot better than being glued to video games.
That's the truth. We didn't even think about any of that stuff when I was growing up. So, yeah.
When did you make the move from? Because I went with this guy here to Michigan. We had an awesome time. It's beautiful. I have some family out there too, and it's gorgeous. But very different landscape, different environment coming out to the West Coast.
Yeah, I was married. We had been married for 7-8 years, and it wasn't happening anything back there. I couldn't find a good job. I couldn't do anything. I was working at a restaurant as a cook and a shift leader at a restaurant, steakhouse, and it just wasn't going anywhere. I tried to get into management there, and it didn't work out. So my brother and my sister had already moved to California. I had aunts and uncles out here at the time.
Nice.
They had moved out. My brother and sister said, "Hey, come on out here. We'll help you find a good work." And so we just trucked across the country in our little van and came over here and kind of got stuck for a while. And then looking around for work, we finally did find some good stuff.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a wonderful sort of development of fate there. We're blessed and grateful to have you here with us. So when you transitioned from Colton to Fontana, now I wasn't here at that time. That was before I joined the company. But my understanding was Fontana kind of started off a little bit slow. I mean, now we see it really busy, but it took a little bit of time before it picked up, because what I was told from everyone is all the traffic was in Barstow in those days.
Yes, that's true.
So what was that like? I mean, coming to a brand new facility, built ground up. I mean, talk to us about how that experience was just coming in, because you were here from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think 2006 or 7 was it opened?
2007.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of good. It was really nice, actually, because it became real challenging to start building the business. It was not hard as far as getting customers, because we had a lot to draw from. We had a lot of trucking companies and places to draw the business from. We just had to take care of customers, and it was was about customer service and just making everybody happy when they leave.
Yeah.
And so building the business, it seemed kind of natural with what we were doing. We started the business here. It was already, everything was starting here new. The truck stop, everything that they were doing was all new, and it just kind of felt good to grow with all that.
Yeah. Did you, I mean, have you stopped and thought about all the changes in this town in the last 20 years? I mean, I just hear from everyone that Fontana just, I mean, they used to talk about the steel, Kaiser Steel. They used to talk about there's grapevines and orange orchards, and now it's like the biggest trucking hub ever. Did you witness some of that over the last 20 years?
Well, I mean, it was all happening. To actually have paid attention to any of that, I didn't really figure or focus on all that stuff. But yeah, just to see the changes, the whole area has grown so much. It's just, you just drive around. When I came to California, we drove down Sierra Avenue off the 15 freeway, and there was nothing. And now you go out there now, it's just full
Completely
of everything.
Have you driven recently on Cherry past the Speedway? Did you see what they've done over there?
Yeah, it's all a big old warehouse going on.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was like a legendary place, like the AAA, the Speedway, all the races and everything. And now it's like giant warehouses. That's a lot of change in one town.
We did draw quite a bit of business from the trucks that were going to the raceway at first. And little by little, it kind of dwindled down. We didn't do too much at the very end, but there wasn't any.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot going on there. But we did a lot of race trucks, and we'd get all their little freebie stuff, their towels, their hats, their shirts, all that stuff they gave us. It was kind of cool.
Another thing that makes Fontana different, and I know you're gonna agree with me on this one, is whenever we compare the types of trucks that we get here compared to other Little Sisters locations. And I used to hear this from you guys all the time, and then I actually witnessed it. We get some dirty trucks over here.
And I think a lot of that is the construction and the industry that there is going on right here in this area. So we do a lot of nasty, dirty trucks. I don't know how they can get them so dirty. And
Isn't it crazy?
Wait so long to wash your truck.
The grease, the grime, but it's very fulfilling to see that, pull out of the bay, and it's
always good to watch them pull out with a clean truck.
100%. Yeah, and get some extra shine on there. That's wonderful. We're coming up on 20. So would this be your 20th anniversary, or 19 next year?
No, 20th next year.
Next year.
I started in 2006.
Yeah, in Colton to Fontana. So, and then now we're hoping to increase our bays here in Fontana. So there's just so much business here. There's so much demand. There's more fleets moving in and moving through. So we want to start having some bays on the other side of the 10 freeway.
Yep, that's a good thing too.
Yeah.
I think added to the company, I think it's just better for everybody. We'll have more to draw from.
Yeah, 100%. If you had to share in your own words, what Little Sisters has meant to you in the last 20 years, the experience, the team, who we inherited this legacy from, Ren, and our customers, and how would you describe what that means to you?
For me, it's just been a very nice experience. I've really enjoyed the whole time.
Yeah.
I like working with the guys in the Bay. I know sometimes we get in a little, issues with the language barrier because I don't speak Spanish and they don't speak English, so it gets kind of challenging. But as far as with the company, I've enjoyed the whole time. I haven't had anything that's really been bad happen, and we've had a lot of good experiences throughout the years.
Yeah, we're really grateful and happy to have you with us here. I mean, you bring a lot of experience, and one thing I appreciate about you, Todd, is the hands-on and how willing. Nothing's let's try it. Let's see what happens. And I think, looking back and hearing your story, thank you for sharing that, growing up in on a farm and the way you did. I think that's where that spirit comes from of, well, let's give it a shot. Let's try it. We got to fix something here. We got to install this here. Okay, let's give it a shot. Yeah. That's something that always encourages me. Todd, when's the last time you've been to the beach?
I don't head out to the beach too often. So
all right. Well, we're going to change that today because we got something for you here. Just a small little token of our appreciation. Why don't you dig in there and see what we got? I want to give you a reason and excuse to visit our fine Southern California sandy shores.
So I don't know how you use this thing.
Well, you gotta get in the water first. There it is. We got your name right there. Awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you very
Round
much.
of applause, gentlemen. Todd, thank you so much for joining us here. It's always a pleasure to speak with you and hear about your story, your history. I'm sure there's more that you haven't shared, but that's okay. We don't want to hear it all in one episode because we want to have more conversations and we want to hear more experiences and stories that you've acquired over these years. So thank you so much. It's always a pleasure speaking with you. It's been awesome having this conversation here with Todd. Thank you guys for joining along on another wonderful episode of Behind the Bay, where we get to hear from the people that make Little Sisters what it is.